Okay, and I think we'll go ahead and get started. I think we have a critical mass so far. I was going to say hello. My name is Brian Van Hook, and I'm Regional Director of the Florida Small Business Development Center at FIU. We have a center of business specialists that are focused on a really great mission, helping your business to start and to grow. And we do that with consultants such as Adriana, who you're going to hear from today. And in a normal year, we work with about 1,000 businesses. Last year, we were really proud that we were able to assist over 2,200 businesses. And obviously, a lot of it was around the topic we're going to talk about today, about marketing, about pivoting, about kind of business operations, also, heavily on access to capital. And the best part of the service we offer is it's no cost. FIU's College of Business hosts the center, and we cover Miami-Dade County and also the Florida Keys. But if you're not in Miami-Dade or the Keys, we also have other SBDCs that are around the state. So you can feel free to email Brianna, and she can get you more information. And as I mentioned, it's no cost to you because we get funding from the Small Business Administration, the Department of Defense, and also the state of Florida. And then we do have some really great local partners that work with us as well. And then just in terms of housekeeping, please, if you have any questions, post it under the Q&A, and Adriana can answer it when we get towards the end of the presentation. We're also gonna put a couple of links in the chat. So if you do want to download the presentation, the link will be available in the chat. And then we also will post a recording of the video to our YouTube page, FIU Entrepreneurship. So you can watch that in your leisure, in your slippers, with your coffee, whenever it's convenient for you, in case you missed something. And then just again, put your questions in the Q&A so Adriana can answer them. And we're going to challenge you guys to get her some really tough questions. Don't make this easy on Adriana. We want her to, she has a really great presentation, but we want you guys to really challenge her with some really tough questions that she's stumped. And she says, I don't know. Because I haven't seen Adriana say, I don't know a lot. So I would love to, if we could record it and have her say, I don't know about that. Let me get back. Um, and then with that, if we can help you in any way, feel free to let us know from SBDC. And just thanks for joining. And I'm going to turn it over to Adriana so that she can start the presentation, because you guys did not log in to hear me. You want to hear Adriana and her presentation. So just thanks to her for her time. And then thanks to you guys for signing up.
Hello, how are you? As Brian said, thank you very much, Brian, for inviting me today to do this presentation. My name is Adriana Madrinan, and I'm a consultant at the SBDC. We have different areas that we can help. In my case, I not only do marketing, but I can also help in business growth and innovation. I have a huge ask for you. When you write the questions in the chat, please put the type of business that you have, since marketing strategies are not one size fits all. So depending on your business, there are different marketing strategies. So I will request that you put my business is, and what is it about, and then your question. That will really help me answer in a more accurate way. So knowing that, let's start. Sorry. So marketing strategies is what we're going to see today. And what I want you to think about this presentation is like, if you have ever painted, you will see that there's a huge palette of colors. And if you use more than one medium, you can use a clay, and you can use aqua colors, or you can use markers, or you can use colors. Anything you use is a different medium and a different color. So the same is in marketing. There is a huge variety of options that you have. The idea is not that you use everything. The idea is that you use all that combination that makes your business shine or be well exposed out there. So even though I'm going to give you a lot of information, and you will receive this presentation as a documentation, as a list, you can use it as a guideline, but you don't need to be everywhere. So that's something that I want you to keep in mind. So how to get the most out of your marketing strategies? The most important thing is to understand who's your customer. One of the biggest mistakes I see in marketing and in business growth is that companies are not clear about their target, the segments that they are reaching. If you are trying to reach everybody, you are not reaching anybody. So you have to be very clear in who you want to reach. Sometimes a lot of people ask me, oh, but I can also serve this group and this group and this group. Choose the ones that are more relevant for your business at this time and focus on them. Especially when you have a small business, you want to be very focused on the people you are targeting. So you are being very efficient to look at the audience that is looking really for you. Otherwise, it's becoming very expensive. Marketing can be very efficient, or marketing can be very expensive. If you don't segment well, it will be very expensive. So let's see in this case, we have George and Anna. That is an example of our target market. George and Anna have needs and wants and pains and gains. So they want to buy a bigger car because currently Anna walks everywhere and George has a sports car with a very small back seat. The pains that they have is that because Anna is expecting a baby, there's no way to fit the car seat in the car they currently have. The gains that they want is they want a car that is bigger, safer, and where they can put the kid when it's born. So the solution is they found a bigger car with a seat in the back that they can use. So that's the solution. So the same will be for your business. Always make sure that you know the needs and the wants of your clients and the pains that they are suffering and the gains that you can bring. Most of the most successful companies, I always focus on the pains, not on the gains. If you really want to know the pains of a way to succeed with your clients, know your pains, and then bring the solution. So as I said, there are 3 steps. Identify your target, identify the needs and wants of that target, and then create a plan and the pains and the gains, and then create a plan to reach them. So I have grouped all the marketing strategies in 4 groups. One is the strategies you can do on Google. I call it Google, but it's anyways, any way to do search that usually are led by Google. Any strategies that are connected to lead generations and brand awareness. And then any strategies connected to content marketing. And I will talk also a little bit about traditional marketing. So again, be careful. You don't need to be everywhere or do everything. You have to do what it should be tailored for your company, what makes your business shine. So let's talk to the strategies on Google. That means marketing strategies that people find when they search. Okay? The number 1 strategy is your website. 63% of consumers choose to find or engage with brands via their website. And the website has even become our business card. If you have ever requested a loan from a bank for your business, there is a high chance they ask for your website. So they expect that if your business exists, your business has a website. And there are around 70,000 searches per second per day on Google. So it's important that you make your website, you have a website so people can have access to find you. Let's say people hear about your business, the first thing they're going to do is go to online and search for you. So you should appear. I always recommend you Google your own business. And if you find yourself, you find your website, you find the listings that you find your social media, you find yourself in Google My Business, that means that you have a strong footprint. But if you Google yourself and you don't show up, then you are in trouble. For instance, recently I had a client that has 1 domain and the website has a different domain. Of course, we could never find her. So be very careful that your company has your domain, and that domain is the one that you are using for your website, the domain or the address that you have for your website. So some tips here are attract the most important information at the top of the page. I've seen that a lot of websites, you know, the prime space, the prime real estate of your page is that when you open it, that top. Many companies have like a beautiful picture, but it doesn't say anything. You are wasting your prime real estate of your website. So make sure, even if you have a very nice page, that you are connected to, and you are sharing that key message at the top. Engage. So try to make it easy to navigate. It doesn't mean that it has to be a huge page or full of details. Make it easy, use contact forms, and always remember call to action. So call here or leave your name here, or contact us here or leave your questions here. Then optimize, track page metrics. Usually the back end of the, the back end of the website can give you a lot of information. So try to ask, if somebody did the page, ask for access for that information, or if you did it, always use that information. Make it easy for clients to connect with you. Make usually at the top of the page, your phone, your website, your email, and maybe a way to connect. Even if you have social media, it is recommended to have it at the top right. And always educate your clients. Always find ways to bring something new. The second most important strategy within search is the SEO of your website. So 53% of all website traffic comes from organic search. Organic search is when I just sit in my computer and I look for red chairs, and everything that is related to red chairs come to my page. Some people will pay, so that's why we sometimes see the ads at the top, but the rest of the people that show up in the page is because they have those keywords embedded in their website. So you have to make sure you have those websites. And that organic search is 5 times, so we have more organic search than any pay-per-click advertising. So usually people show, and 10 times more than social media, because that's what we are used to do. Everything we want to do something, we search, and what it pops up, usually in the first page of the search we do, that's where we look first. It doesn't mean you need to pull your website full of keywords. Also, Google is very careful with that. If they search that your page is full of keywords everywhere and they don't like that either. So it should seem like a good page, nice, easy to read, but make sure your keywords are in the key titles, and then you also have it in your content. So the goal to SEO is to get your website in front of your potential customers in a natural way. So be trustworthy. Use content that is relevant to your target audience. That's why I'm saying that it's very important that you are focused. When you say, if you are saying, you're thinking right now, oh, but I don't know what are the keywords to talk to my clients, it's because you are still too broad. Probably you need to narrow to a more target audience. Strategic, so place the keywords in specific spots and web pages and relevant searches, and maximize for quality content, so Google will rank you higher and place you in front of the audience. So make sure that you have the right words for the things that people are looking for. That's why, again, search the way you think your clients will find you. So if I'm making plants, but it's for gifts, so ornamental gifts, maybe that's the way they will look. Maybe gifts, plants and gifts. And so use the same words that you expect clients will use. The third most important strategy in the search will be the SEO your listings. So have you noticed that when you Google certain companies, they are in Manta, Yelp, and a lot of those are listings. Once you set a page for a while, those listings or directories of companies will take your information and publish it too. So you definitely need to know that if you are appearing in a listing, you have the right information so that you are showing right. Sometimes you can pay. If you are in construction, you may want to be in, if you are a handyman, you may want to be in Angie's list. Or maybe you want to pay to be there. But overall, they try to, all those listings, the key thing is to make sure that they are pulling the right information. that you are using the right category for your business. And there is the same information across all the listings. Always go back and check if your hours are right and your contact information is the right one. The most important listing of all is Google Business, or some people call it Google My Business. So Google My Business is where usually when you Google, you search, you will see on the right-hand side of your screen or on your cell phone, immediately it's like a square that says website, directions, and phone number, and all the key information. When you register to Google My Business, that is free, you immediately show up in Google Maps, in Google Search, and you will have access to have that knowledge panel. So that means that you will when people Google your company, you will appear on the right-hand side with that square. So you want to be in Google My Business. When Brianna is sending the information, you will see a link that it will take you to set up your Google My Business. Also, Google My Business, make sure you connect, you review it, and you make sure it's right and the information is correct. Especially after COVID, many businesses change and they forgot to update Google My Business. The fourth way to do connected with search and Google is Google Ads. So Google Ads, yes, it's true, you pay per click. That means that whenever people look, and if you see in the image at the back, it says ad. When we look at, usually when we search something about the 3 to 4 key companies are ads. So if they say AD is an ad, that means that they are paying. When is a good way to pay those ads? For instance, when it's a very competitive category and you want to be well known in a specific area. Again, Google Ads, the success of Google Ads is being very targeted. Maybe offer a specific service for a specific type of client. You don't want to make it too broad because you pay for click. So every time someone clicking your ad, you will be paying, even if they don't use your services. So make sure you put all their information that is right for the clients. So for instance, let's say I sell shutters and the hurricane season is coming. Maybe if it's very competitive, maybe it will be valuable for me to put an ad, because then I will break all that competition and I will show at the top. So that's if you are willing to pay and if you can pay and if it makes sense for you. According to Google, pay-per-click, that is when you pay, when you click ads, can help boost your brand awareness as much as 80%. So sometimes when businesses are starting and they don't have a very strong awareness, Google ad is a good way to do it. So the way you pay is that you bid on the keywords. So if you choose keywords like Miami, they are very expensive because everybody has that word. So you need to be very strategic on the words you choose to make it efficient so people find you and make it efficient. And it's recommended many times to attach it to a landing page. So remember, we are offering a specific product or service to a specific audience. So sometimes if they arrive to a very broad landing page, we will lose them. So it's good to have maybe a very large website. So it's good to have a specific landing page where they can maybe leave you the information, the contacts. And there are different types of Google Ads. So Google Ads that maybe you appear on the map, or maybe Google Ads that you appear on the shop, when you see the products at shop. So there are like 5 different types of Google Ads that you can choose. So make it cost effective. Only is cost effective. You only pay when people click on your search ad. You can set a cap. That's a good thing. You can say, okay, I don't want to spend more than this. When I reach this number, stop. And then the good thing also is, let's say Google ad appear immediately in Google. Sometimes new pages are not ready there yet, because when we set a page, when we create a new website, Google, it takes a time, or you have to request to Google to read the page. So then you start appearing. If Google has not hasn't read your page, then then you won't show in Google as an organic. So that's a good thing of the Google search. I'm going to stop here and ask if you have questions regarding the search on Google, your website, Google My Business. Any question at this point? I think there is one. Let me see. I cannot see it. Brianna, do we have questions at this time? Or you can raise your hand and Brianna can let me know.
So we did have one question. It says, my business is a sign language interpreting business. I have a question about Google My Business. I tried to do that, but it requires an address. My office is out of my home and I really did not want to put the home address. Is there any way around that?
Yeah, Google My Business now has the two options. You can, it will ask you anyway about your your address, but you have the option not to be published. And if you look nowadays, Google, you will see a lot of businesses that they don't have an address. You have an option to say, we attend online, and then you don't put your address. So it's true, you may not show in the map, like with the little, drop, but it will say whenever people Google you, sign language, Miami, you will appear on the list on the Google Maps and you will appear. So go again, request you request once you request Google My Business, they will send you, it will take a couple of days or weeks now, I think, to get a card with a number, a code. Then you have to put the code back again and then set up your Google My Business. You don't need to have a physical address published. You need the physical address to receive the card, but it doesn't need to be published. Okay, thank you. So now let's talk about lead generation and brand awareness. So yes, it's true, Facebook is social media, but I have it here on the lead generation and brand awareness because Facebook really started all that we call lookalikes. So if I know I'm looking for men in between 30 to 45 that love mountain biking, Facebook can help me find lookalikes, so people that behave like that. So it's a very good way to get lead generation. Lead generation means that when a system will help you find new clients that you don't know yet, that they are unknown to you, but have the profile that you want. So Facebook can give you a large access to that database. Something that is really good about Facebook is that you can segment in many ways your targets. I think even you can use sometimes the location, which is really good. And then it allows you to reach and interact with the consumers. And that detailed database in the psychographic, because it even has not only the demographics, not only the age and sex and location, but also have the psychographic. If they love certain thing, they talk about, they have even like if they have certain interest. So then you can even tailor even more your segments. So, and that makes you a better way to target the people that you are really looking for. Another way to do lead generation is referral marketing. So you can offer your existing customers discounts, rewards, or special promotions in exchange of bringing you customers to your business. I don't know if you remember, but when after the first 3 months of the pandemic, it was very common to receive, you have this discount, but if your friend can have this other discount. A lot of these rewards, referral marketing became very common when we really needed new clients, like when we went during the beginning of the pandemic. So now that we are opening, maybe you can think about this referral marketing too. And I want to make a point that referral marketing can be done online, but it can make, let's say you have a physical business, you do therapy, or you have clients in accounting. I think in accounting, you cannot use this. There are certain, like when you are certain jobs, legally, you cannot do referral marketing, like in financial businesses. But let's say you have a therapy, you do therapy for kids. Then you can give referral marketing to your current clients that come, or you have a gym and you want to them to refer other clients, and you can use referral marketing. Even if it's not online, it could be a physical coupon, for instance. Retargeting ads are always good. So it's usually when people come to your website, only 2% of website visitors convert on the first visit. So it's good to bring people back to your website and have that have already shown some interest, or to make it easy for them to convert. So always, you can always check, the back end of your website, who has visited your website. The same thing, if you use LinkedIn to connect with your clients, there is an easy way. You can pay extra in LinkedIn and see who has been in your LinkedIn and retarget that people that has visited you, and other platforms allow you to do the same. So try to look for the people that have already shown an interest. That means that they're already at the beginning of the funnel. Email marketing is also a good way for lead generation, because email marketing helps you bring brand awareness, nurture your clients, website trafficking, brand voice, and brand voice and the community. So for the email marketing, I think it's especially good for lead generation in business to business, because the cycle of the buying cycle in business to business is long. The buying cycle on business to consumer is short. So when the buying cycle is that long, it's very good that you can send maybe ongoing emails that you can be teaching your client about your business. So when that business needs a help with something, they will remember your brand. So it's a good way to use email marketing for that. So get in front of your audience and build your brand on a budget. So think, what is the best way to lead new clients to you? Remember, segment and target your message properly. We don't want to receive referrals or leads that are not correct for our business. So make sure you are very well segmented. Offer useful content. Keep your content diverse, because remember, this is a way to let people know you every time better and better and better. And then use consistent language and formatting, so they recognize your brand, your logo, and avoid abusing your list. I think we have all experienced that. How many people we have logged out of, I don't know, LinkedIn or other platforms, or even emails. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, no, I cannot receive this email anymore. So we don't want to abuse. So we want to get something that people are interested. When they see it, they say, oh yes, this is something that interests me, and they want to open it. So questions about lead generation and brand awareness. Brianna, I don't know if I think we have a couple of questions.
Yes, we do.
Thank you, Jesus.
No problem. One of them is my business is an environmental consulting business. Can you give me examples on some keywords to search on?
Well, in your case, so why is difficult for you to find keywords at this time? And for me, it's also difficult to give it to you. It's because it's very broad. So environmental services, go back and narrow it. What type of environmental services do you give? So let's say let's say you clean corals, and that's what you do. So your keywords are related to that, the specific thing you do. So when you cannot think of your keywords, is because it's too broad. One way to find good keywords is look at your competitors. See your closest competitors, what keywords are they using and how they present themselves. Okay.
Perfect.
Next one.
Do you have any specific guidance for software companies who want to market online?
Software for marketing online?
Yeah, specific guidance for a software company who wants to market online.
You sell software. So again, go very niche and very targeted on who can benefit from your software. Sometimes we believe everybody can use our product or our service. Go very narrow. Who's the key client for you? In your case, maybe you are using you want consumers to use your new platform, or let's say. So then you are in the business to consumer business. Maybe you want a small business. Maybe you want medium-sized business, which means you are in the business to business. So first, again, go back, segment. What is your group that you want to see? And depending on that, you will decide which ones to go. So there are platforms that are more for consumers. Instagram, for instance, is a platform that consumers use a lot. But if you are talking to business, maybe you need to be in LinkedIn. So depending on what segment you are reaching, then try to find what is the best way to get there and what is the best way to get lead generation. For business, for instance, as I say, email marketing is really good. Maybe for consumers, you need to engage them in another way. Maybe you need to, maybe that same Instagram could be a good way. You can put videos where people learn about what you're doing. So it will really depend on your segment. Remember, the secret of any strategy is your segmentation. If you haven't done your segmentation and your competitive analysis, and you don't know what are your strengths versus the competition, it's very difficult to select a proper marketing strategy.
All right.
Do we have any other questions?
Yes, one more. My business is a design and manufacture aeronautical products that are no longer in the market, obsolete, used in military airplanes. How to make marketing to a so close market?
So I'm not sure if you offer a service or a product. It seems that you offer
design and manufacture aeronautical products.
So they're products. Mm-hmm. So look at the places where collectors may be interested, because those products are really for collectibles. So for maybe Facebook could give you a help at the beginning. You can even search if in Facebook there's a way to find your group of people that collect things related to the area that you are offering the products in the aeronautic space. And so yes, everything way to collectors. In fact, I'm not an expert on collectors, but maybe if you Google what is the best way to reach collectors, you will find. There's a high chance that you need to show their products, in which case, I know I'm going to talk about LinkedIn, Instagram later. This Instagram has become like a way of having a catalog of products. So that's also an option.
Okay, and no more questions, so you could proceed.
Okay, so let's continue with the free content marketing. So not everything that you have to pay, that we talk Google ads, or maybe when you put ads in Facebook, you have to pay. There are also free content marketing. So the first thing is reputation management. So 84% of people trust online reviews, and 74% say that a positive review makes them trust the brand more. So don't forget to ask people that they respond. And if you have an issue with the responses, solve the responses. Don't let any bad reviews there. So I'm not saying keep everywhere the reviews. So select one area where you want to have the reviews, and then let's say you decide you want to have all the reviews either only through Facebook and Google My Business. So then make sure you follow those reviews. If you finish a good project with a client, ask for a review. If you are a professional, ask them to put a review in your LinkedIn page. So make sure you use your reviews. Sometimes we forget that when we close a service or we sell a product, at that moment of truth, that part is also a very important moment for marketing. Sometimes we do a lot of marketing at the beginning, but we forget the rest. But that moment of truth, when we have finished the sale or the promotion, or that is a good moment to ask for a review. Blogging is an amazing way to connect with clients, especially if you have a complex concept. So for instance, we heard two cases of two questions before: the aeronautical products and the platform, So those are products that sometimes are complex to offer. what if you create a blog and you tell all the stories of these amazing planes and the history of those amazing planes, or you talk about your platform, the benefits they're going to have. So there are many ways to do your blog, and it's especially good when you have value to add, when you are an expert on that topic, use that blog. The only thing I recommend is try to make it evergreen content, because remember, the blog will remain for a long time. So you don't want to talk only about very specific time, things that something that happened today and tomorrow is not relevant. That's for other type of, maybe that's more for social media. But blogging is when you can offer your expertise that will be valuable for a while. That's why we say offer evergreen content. Show your expertise, become familiar, like the person that people will consult and will go back to search, and that will help you build relationships. Ebooks and white papers. We forget a lot, and you can always, if you really have a good content and you think people could be interested in an ebook or in a white paper, you have to say, there are longer forms of pieces of content, but it really shows your expertise. You can always look for different ways to present your content, but I don't know you, but there are many ways. I have downloaded really good ebooks that I even recommend to clients to go back to this ebook. It has a lot of information. It can really help you. It's good to generate leads, because this you can also, the blog is more open. Anybody can read it. But the ebooks and white papers, you can request, can you give me your name, the size of your company, your email, your phone number in exchange of this ebook. So that's a very, very good way to get email addresses and get that database. Then case studies and testimonials. We sometimes forget this, but sometimes some companies have very complex products and services. The best way is to show really good cases and testimonials. So make sure that you can prove that your services are, that's really, especially when you want to show that you are different, or as I said before, it's difficult to explain to the clients. So the case studies should have 3 parts: the client problem, the business solution, and the result. So that's a very good way to do it. For instance, the lady that asked the questions about the sign language, maybe you can portray even some case studies, even short videos, or what was the problem, how you help, and what was the result. So always look at that. And testimonials, of course, as I said back, if you are in LinkedIn or in your own platform, you can always ask for the people that are happy with your service to give a testimonial. Try to guide them on, that they tell, this was my problem, this is how this person helped me, and this is the result, or this company helped me and the result. Finally, social media. I'm not gonna go in detail in a lot of the social media, just a few of them, but it's important that you are selective. You don't need to be in all of them. Make posts that are relevant and compelling. Post engagement is important. If people answer to you or put comments, that make sure you follow. If you are going to post frequently, and make sure, it doesn't mean that frequently is every day. But if you want to post once a week, is once a week. Every 2 weeks is every 2 weeks. But make sure that if you have it, you make it active. And use location-based and relevant hashtags. Remember, hashtags is another way to do search. If I put hashtag glasses, it will give me everybody that is using that hashtag glasses that is related to glasses. Offer value. So always in the social media, also add value. Don't post for the sake of posting. Make sure you are offering value. So let's talk about some of them. Instagram. Instagram has become the new catalog. And some markets, if you do business, for instance, with Central America, that's the best way to reach them. And the islands too. 1 billion plus users per month are in Instagram, and 500 million use stories. 1 billion are the users a month, and 500 million use stories every day. So stories are when you see the little bubbles and they stay there, and then you can make them that they disappear, they can stay. 88% of the people using Instagram are in the US, which is an interesting information. and 51% are females. 81% of the people use it for research. So as I say, it has become the new catalog. And 50% visited a website after selling a product or website after seeing a product or service on Instagram. So imagine, it's like if I see in a catalog and then I want to know more, so I go to the website. So it's a good way to drive traffic to the website. Pinterest. Pinterest, imagine Pinterest as the new window shopping. So we go to the mall and we do window shopping and we find sometimes interesting things. So that's what Pinterest has become. And the good thing of Pinterest is very well integrated with e-commerce. So immediately when you see a product that you like, you can now activate a button that will drive you either to your website or to your Etsy or wherever you are selling your product. So that makes it very attractive. 322 million monthly active users, 50% of the US. So it's not only US. 7 out of 10 users is a female, so they are female, so definitely very female oriented. And 97% searches are unbranded. What does it mean? That people go there not only to find Nike tennis shoes, but they will find a lot of tennis shoes that are not branded, but they're beautiful. In fact, it says that also 1/3 of Pinterest users follow the brands they like, and 77% of weekly pinners, because you put your pin on the things that you like, have discovered a new brand or product. So if you have a very cool product or a very cool brand, but it's not or a very nice brand, and it's not the traditional brands of products that people sell, but this is a good way to expose your brand to other that are not looking for branded products. And remember, it's a very good way to drive traffic to your e-commerce. LinkedIn, definitely LinkedIn, if you are in the business to business, and I recommend that if you can open even your business at LinkedIn, so it's like your business card. It's very trusted, it's a very trusted social network in the US. And 722 million members has, but the interesting thing is the world is using LinkedIn. So 76% are outside of US. This more skewed toward men. 57% users are men. And this was something that when I saw it, I didn't expect, but almost 60% are between 25 to 34 years old, which it makes sense. Is the time that maybe you are looking for a new job and you are offering your, you want to get exposed. But anyway, it's very interesting to know to target certain products. 40 million of people use it to search for a job every week. So when you use social media, make sure that the content is strategically, and it helps you to bring visibility, credibility, and generate leads for your business. It's good if you are in many social media or you're using a lot of different outlets in social media, try to save time. There are 2 ways to do it. Now there are platforms that help you use user-generated content. There are 2 ways to save. Yeah, sometimes you can put the content and have it ready in a platform, or make sure you have a calendar. There are many ways, Canva, later.com, that can offer you the option to create all your calendar and set up your post. Also, if you engage your clients, you will save time by user-generated content. That means that you invite your users to provide feedback, pictures, opinions. Also share newsworthy information that is interesting to see. And always remember, that's something that I see a lot of people miss in the social media. It's a call to action. Contact now, follow us. Make sure that it has a call to action when you use it. Any questions about free content marketing? I don't know, Jesus, I think we have 2 questions.
Yes, we do. One of them, my business is on Google My Business. I have listed on other platforms as well, as such Mantra, Yelp, Yellow Pages, etc. My domain is the same as my company name. I have done SEO on my website, blogs, backlinks, SM ads, etc. However, I'm not getting any leads. My company is a real estate brokerage.
Okay, real estate is very sensitive. And I know when realtors start being a realtor, they insist that you do a lot of social media and post everything. You have to be extremely selective. Right now, it's very competitive too. What I see, I'm not a realtor, but I can tell you is that most of the cases that I see of realtors that are working right now, they are paying realtors.com or something for leads. They activate it maybe 1 week and they close it after that week. So they only open it 1 week a month. So they get the leads for the month. I know it's expensive because the thing is, especially in Florida, there are so many realtors. So you are really competing in a red ocean. So I think maybe even personal connections, or maybe talk to realtors that are very successful to know where they get how they are doing it. Because it doesn't mean, in your case, and I don't know if you are starting, but your product or service is kind of generic. So realtors are many. So whenever you are exposing out there, being exposed out there, you are competing with a lot of people. So one way is that you start positioning what makes you different as a realtor and find maybe more creative ways to present yourself, maybe begin the best tips and create something about tips. Something that makes you different, because it's a very, very competitive marketing. And honestly, of the clients that I see, that's what I see, that they are paying a lead generation to generate leads. But this is the caveat. When you use a lead generation to generate leads, you have to be extremely efficient, because your lead is given to 3 or 4. So whoever calls the client first is the one getting the client. So your customer service has to be impeccable. Next one, Jesus.
Yes. My agency provides sign language interpreting services on a local, state, and federal level. This is probably a relevant question for many of us here. Suppose a company is a one-person operation, doing it all for the business, and has no desire or time to add social media towards our marketing. What will be the top 3 other marketing strategies that you will recommend to increase our client base?
So in your case, what I hear is you also work a lot with government. So believe it or not, I don't have it here, but definitely you need a good capability statement, because maybe you are working with primes. You can go directly to federal or local contracting with government, but maybe you can go through primes that have bigger things. So your capability statement, something that we're not talking here, but all of you working with government, Google capability statement and have a very good capability statement. Even if you work with government, I think it's good to have certain media that nurture your key contacts in government. So email marketing is a good way, but not email for the sake of sending an email, say hello, no. Send good information. Send something that they keep your brand in their mind. That's, I think, in the case of government contracting, good ways to do it. So it's not that government contracting, we don't need to do marketing. It's just that we want to nurture them to be on the top of mind. Either if you go directly, you will need to know the specific agency that tends to hire your services. If you go through prime contractors, so who are these prime contractors? Make sure that they have your capability statement and make sure they have you in the map. They know you, go to the meetings. So remember, I haven't got to traditional marketing. Not everything is online. There are many other ways to do marketing, and things are opening now. So probably all those pre-bid meetings will start opening and you have to be there.
Correct. Could you explain more in detail the ebook and white book?
So let's say you are a good consultant and you created a very amazing methodology. It's not that you want to explain present all your whole methodology there, but maybe you can create an ebook with the best way to do something. So you create like an ebook. That means like it really looks like a book, but online, digital. And then whenever people visit your website, or you can even send an email. Have you had issues doing X, Y, and Z? Here is an ebook that will teach you how to do it. But when people receive the email and they click on, I want the ebook, usually it opens something that your name, your last name, the company email, usually says company email, your phone number, and the size of your business. So try to Google for ebooks or look for other competitors if they have ebooks, or look for things, and you will see that that's the same process that they use. So I give you a really good content, but in exchange, I'm asking for your information.
This is a two-part question. If your company name is more of a catch-all of your new domain name due to COVID shift, should you promote the new domain name? My company is a planning company, and my new domain is a little more clear on the services we offer.
So you have to choose one. If you have been for a long time using another domain, the thing is usually your website already has tracked with Google. So I'm not saying not to change your website or your domain, because if it's very generic and nobody understands what it is, maybe it's not the best name, and a name is important. So if you start from zero, yes, you have to create awareness from zero. You can maybe even say now our new name is in certain places. But if you have found a very good name and a catchy name, why not to do it? If it's really related and you think it can do more for your business, definitely take the risk. I mean, I think with COVID, I saw so many business pivoting, and I can say that I'm very proud to see that many of them are shining now. They took the risk, they took the leap. It was hard, yes, it's hard, but it's paying off. While I also see some business that stuck in the old ways and didn't take the risk and still struggling. So I'm not saying these are all the cases, but sometimes pivoting is not a bad thing, as long as it's strategically and you're doing it consciously and it makes sense for your target, for your client.
Okay.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
Let's save that question for the end, Jesus, because I want to finish and then
go.
I can answer as many questions as they have. Okay?
Go for it.
So in traditional marketing, that is the last section. Don't forget about print media. Even though with COVID, we try not to have print media, but there are many ways to have print media. You can have a window ad with a QR code where people can see more. I noticed that a lot of now tables have the QR code for the menu. Or you can, so there are many ways let's think of print media as physical media and how you connect it with your digital media. And that, I think that makes a pretty good effect. If you have a restaurant or a public place, try to integrate your physical place, visual, all of that with your digital world. And QR codes are a very good way to do that. There are many ways to get free QR codes online. And the QR codes could drive you to a lot of different places. Make sure always that you do print or physical communication, that you have visible to customers your information so they can contact you. So your phone number, your email. Sometimes we make the beautiful piece and we forget putting the email, the phone number, the name, and all of that. Then also don't forget about events. I know right now we cannot really make big events public, but there are many ways to make exception of events digitally. So use an excuse to talk to your clients, anniversaries, to thank your clients, to give valid information, to provide help, to provide certificates. Even if you're in the business to business world, this is the best way to call 2 or key clients and say, listen, I'm gonna do a personal invitation event for just these 5 top clients to talk about this new product. There's always an excuse to invite digitally or physically pretty soon to your key clients or this group, or there's always an excuse. So don't forget about events, because that's a good way to bring your awareness, that people connect with you and clients connect with you. So I know with COVID, we are physical distance. I know we may continue partially physically distant, but we create good experience no matter what. So make sure you connect with your client. And now let's have all the questions that you have.
Okay. Also, it is I own. Okay, so my business is education. Rebound provides two types of educational services: teen life coaching / personal development workshops and K through 12 online tutoring. Can you give advice as to how to prioritize my market? Should I market to parents or schools? We have recently become a step up for students tutor provider, but not sure how to market ourselves first.
Yeah, probably you have like two segments. I think even if you, parents would like that, even if they have a teen, they can contact you or they can see your services. So you are in the business to consumer if you contact parents, but you are in the business to business. So you can sell maybe that project to schools or to churches, for instance, if they want to do a teen group and you can offer some help. So that's in the business to business. And then the other one is in the business to consumer. There are many ways to start. You can start with the blog and tell how you can help. I think, of course, you won't be able to share cases because that's very personal. But motivating group meetings. I think coaching tends to start very well with either webinars or group meetings. And when I say webinars, don't expect your first webinar, you will have 20 people. I have to be honest, when I started my business as a consultant, my first webinar, I had one person. But then I had more and more and more, and it's okay. Take it as a practice. But maybe you can offer a set of little conference or tips for parents, or give something out there so people trust you. I think a consultant or a coach needs to win the confidence of the client. In this case, you need to win the teenager and the parent. The next one.
What's your opinion about card magnets for advertising our business? Are those smart to purchase?
Depending on your business, I agree it's a good option. Thank you, because I forgot to mention it. The only thing is be careful, because not all the areas will allow that you park your car with those stickers. So make sure that where you live, you can have them on, or you will have to take it off every day. But I think it's a good way for certain things, for certain projects, so people can recognize you. If you send certain products that people could be interested, or if certain services that people could be interested, why not? I don't think it's an expensive investment, and I think it brings awareness. Yeah, but it will, again, go back to your target. If it's a target that usually drives and is driving, yeah. But if it's a person sitting in an office 24/7, you need to find other way to find it. And also try to understand when is the right time to find it. So if it's a senior, you don't want to put a sticker, because you don't want seniors to be distracted while driving. So that's kind of my example.
Perfect. That's about it. But pretty much, once again, the Florida SBDC at FIU is here to assist you to grow your business at no cost. Once again, as we have Adriana and 20 other specialized business consultants at your disposal at no cost. And by all means, we're able to assist you at any way we can. As our center focuses on businesses located in Miami-Dade, Monroe County. But don't be discouraged if you're from another region, another county. Just shoot me an email, and as we'll be able to connect you with our colleagues from the respective regions that will be able to assist you. Also, our telephone number, it's 305-779-9230. And also, you could visit us at our website at sbdc.fiu.edu for additional questions. And we're more than happy to assist you any way we can. And thank you for attending.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you.